Hello everyone and welcome after a long time to this teeny tiny earth video. A lot of things were happening, so as usual the videos are getting postponed, but I thought today would be a great day to show you our regular harvest. So I've been to Chennai for almost 10 days, and once I come back, this is what I had to harvest. So let's go ahead and see in that video. And these are the rose plants right next to our home, and as you can see, over these 10 days a lot of buds have come. We have both pink and red roses, and you might be thinking why I want to harvest this. There are two reasons. We usually take these roses and dry it up in a bowl so that later we can say make some essences out of it, or just lip gloss. Once you remove these rows, there will be more new roses which will try to come. So as you may or may not know, we have to always harvest the roses with a knife. We cannot use the nails, and that's because if you cut them at a good angle, then you will get more roses. For example, I'm gonna cut it like this, and this has 3 roses. There are no more buds, but because I'm cutting it at an angle, I'm going to get more roses there. Cut the main fertilizer. I have to be careful, I shouldn't cut the, but I do see. I know it looks sad right now, but this is required if you're going to get more flowers. Next, I would like to harvest some radish. This is a classic example of how you should not plant a radish. You can see that I put all of them collectively in here. Okay, that's a huge one, and they've all grown nicely, but they have also flowered. I think that's enough for now. These are the number of radishes that I was able to harvest. Some of them have started yellowing out. I don't know how they are going to taste. Maybe a little more spicy, but I think it's a good yield. I think my cat is onto something. Is that a snake or what it is? Let me go and help him. First, let me pick a stick and see what it is trying to hunt. Don't think it's a snake or anything. What is it? Let me kind of help it from this side. That's my stick. I think it's a false alarm. It's holding my own stick. So this is another creeper variety that I let it crawl on my fence, and the reason being, of course, it provides privacy, and also it lets the plant have more of sunlight, so it can grow and expand and give me more flowers. Let me harvest one and show you what it is actually. This is also a form of Awaraka, but this is the size of it when it actually grows. In Hindi it is called as same. Some people do harvest it at this size, but I prefer to harvest it at this size because I don't see the seeds actually too thick inside. This is also very much edible. You don't have to remove the seeds, and this also pretty much has the same size of seeds. not forest. I like to call it forest. Modulate it. At the end, this is how much of a harvest I made from this plant. There are more on the other side, but of course I cannot go right now. So whatever is on this side, I was able to harvest, and this is good for at least a week. Don't you think? Let me know in the comments what you think. This is my tomato plant, which you see is almost dying because it is at the end of the season, and this is something that I have already harvested over here, and this is some more I have to harvest. I don't have any sort of drip irrigation system yet, so what I do is I of course ask my staff to come here and water it in alternate days. That's the only way I can keep them alive for now. And the reason that I do not have a drip irrigation system is the water pressure here is not really good, in the sense that I can connect the drip irrigation system directly to my motor, but that would lead that the motor is running during the process of giving water, that is almost every day in the morning and in the evening. This is not from a bug, this is from a bird. It's seen that it is nice and juicy and it's eaten it. I don't know, maybe 2 kilos or 1.5 kilo worth of tomatoes. This is a small metal structure that I built. This was for another purpose, but I used this to build a small kind of a makeshift wall so that all these climbers can climb on it and see the result of it. As usual with the tomato, just before leaving I did put a lot of fish amino acid on it and watered it regularly, and as a result this is what I have to harvest now. I just wanted to use as much area as possible in cultivating anything that is edible, so I put the seeds here. I did not actually sow them or bury them or anything of that sort. So this plant was a pleasant surprise and it's been giving me good yield. I think this is called as uh, pavta here in Maharashtra, and I don't know what the name is. There's our cat coming to give us some love. Hello, boy. Hello. 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 Okay, okay. So this is the harvest just from this plant. It's good for 1 or 2 meals for 2 people. And this are some iron pipes. This is a recent installation that I did. These are the iron pipes which I removed from the shop, and they were all small pieces, so I sat like 3 entire days and then I welded all of them together. So I could use them for construction also, but I think this is also good permanent installation that I wanted to do. So I want to run this creepers on the top, so it becomes like an arched place where you walk here and then there are actually vegetables dangling from the top. So these are just jute lines which I tied to a rock like this, and then I slung it from the top. Then before going on the trip I wound off this branches on it, and by the time I come back they have climbed this much. By the way, this is bottle guard, that is pearcan. These are something that I'm thinking by myself. There's no hard and fast rule or anybody who told me to do it like this. I'm just improvising and learning. So let me climb on this first. Ooh. The soil is kind of soggy this side. So this is the pearcan plant, and here's the stone. These are actually bunch of 3 to 4 plants, and you see they are already trying to get a grip. So I'm just going to help them climb this. These creepers need a lot of sunlight, so they try to, it's actually a race for them to reach the higher ground. Tomorrow these strings will start attaching like this and then they will grow. You can already see how the support system is working. The main branch is over here, but this one kind of holds to the string, and then they keep climbing. Apart from just harvesting, there are some maintenance work also which I have to do. And as you can see here, there is a huge cutout. The plants are trying to grab to it, but there is a gap here. As the plants are climbing, and mainly if there is some kind of a fruit which is going to come, it will definitely take a lot of weight. So whatever I am tying should able to take the fruits weight, or sorry, the vegetables weight. Either ways, I have to tie this up top. These are some okra or lady's finger. You might be thinking how such a small plant is giving started giving vegetables. That's only because I put them in the soil really late. So that is another thing that I am learning, that the moment the sprout comes and it gives 2 to 3 leaves, I'm supposed to put them inside the soil. Otherwise, internally they start aging, and they start kind of give vegetables. And of course, these are not really good count. One plant is supposed to give like at least 5 to 6, and this is really less, and that's only because of the late sowing of this plant. And there are some beans plants. It's a very small one, but it has given me regular yields, and I haven't harvested this for quite some time. So I'm expecting a handful of beans from this. And here are all the beans. It's a handful, and I think it's good for one person. In this row we have some mirchi plants. They haven't actually grown really well, and that's only because of the quality of the soil. This is the first time that we have put this, and we use a lot of fertilizers, but still the quality of the sand isn't great. So as you can see, the growth isn't really good, but these have been steadily giving us a lot of mirchis. All these mirchi plants, we kind of put them during the last rains. That is actually 8 months ago. So I have to prepare the next set of mirchi plants. There are some mirchis which grow upside down. I mean, these things drop like this, but there are some which grows like that, and those seem to be even more hot. The next season plants are already ready, so in the next video I will be actually clearing up some old plants and sowing up these new ones. So ultimately, these are the number of chilies that I've got. You can see it's a handful, and I think this will be good for just 2 to 3 days of cooking. So this is the total amount of roses that we got from the final harvest of this one day harvest. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know that this is not a story or anything, but this is more like a life journey of myself and my family going through this change from an urban living into a rural living. And I never knew that I will be able to grow vegetables and fruits and flowers and everything all by myself. This last 1 year has been a struggle, trying to understand the plants, trying to understand what I am capable of, what is the soil capable of, and understanding the cycle. I am nowhere near perfection, and I can't even call myself as a beginner right now, but I hope you come along in this journey with me, and do subscribe to this channel and let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video. The next video is going to be about clearing a piece of land so that I can plant the new mirchis, tomatoes and other things. So I hope to see you there, and thank you for sticking till this very end. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.